get carried away in the whole whirlwind of this feels magical, it feels fairy tale like. People say, well, I'm cutting up my passport. As soon as I land in Africa, I'm going to cut up my passport. It'd be interesting to see how people would pick if that situation did arise where you could only have one citizenship. So if you're so gung-ho and you decide, I don't want this Western passport, we have to understand, right?
Right? Ghanaians need to get out of Ghana. Nigerians need to get out of Nigeria. Their lifestyle of a Kayayo is very hard. The Nigerians are the Chinese of
Africa.
If being in a room full of people whose IQ levels are 10 and yours is 11 doesn't make you the brightest person in the world.
There are certain privileges that are from the West that I appreciate, and I'm not going to let it go. Did it ever cross your mind that I don't want my Ghana passport anymore? Did you ever think that? Oh, give up your citizenship, give up your citizenship. Like, hey guys, welcome back. Okay, I have with me my special guest.
Special guest. Special somebody.
My special somebody. Yeah. So, hey.
Hi.
You want to introduce yourself?
Yes, of course, the base of Lord. She knows vibes. Here.
Yes.
My main babe. The one and only. Dela. Today we're here on Alta Ghana. Because
All things gone.
all things Ghana.
Yes, absolutely.
Good, bad, and uglies. Because,
So I wanted to do a video today because I was watching another video and I was looking at the comment section and they were talking about, well, if Africa is so great, why don't people just renounce their citizenship from the West? And so I thought actually that'd be a really great topic to talk about because I guess that's what some people will think that, well, if Africa is so great and it's presenting all these wonderful opportunities, why do you need to come back to the West? So I think we could talk a little bit about that, right?
Yeah, I think we could delve a little deep into that.
Yeah. 'Cause why do you think some people would want to potentially give up?
Honestly, I believe that, maybe some poor levels of mistreatment on this side of town because, again, you're not here. They don't care if you're Ghanaian, Senegalese, like you're black, you're black. So there's different levels of racism that you don't encounter. You might deal with classism, you might deal with different types of isms in Ghana, but it's almost like choosing your poison. That's a more bearable poison to choose, especially when you're coming from the West there, you're not on the bottom. That's no matter how you dissect it. You could even, you come from here, there, you get certain level of exposures, something's like they see us coming, they smell us coming, they feel us coming, just the way we walk, the way we talk, the way we dress. Somebody literally pulled me over one time and said, you're from abroad. I was like, me who's wearing chalewote and all this, like nothing. Like, no, you don't use key soap.
So someone in Ghana.
Someone in Ghana was looking at my clothes and said, the way your clothes are like crisp, you don't use key soap, you use washing machine. I'm like, what? So they see us coming, but just the perception of that, just even that simple level of perception puts you in a different bracket and respect and all of that stuff from people.
It does, but sometimes I feel like when people come from the West and go to Ghana, they get carried away in the whole whirlwind of this feels magical, it feels fairy tale like. And so I feel like it's at that point that people feel like, well, I could give up my citizenship without actually thinking about what the implications are of that act. It's easy to sit and say, you know what, I would give up my citizenship. Like, what does it mean? But there's a lot more to it. And I feel like anybody that chooses to do that, because I've heard people say, well, I'm cutting up my passport. As soon as I land in Africa, I'm going to cut up my passport. Like, you haven't thought it through yet. You don't even know if this is the place for you, because just because you're in Africa doesn't mean the first country that you land in is going to be the country even for you. So now you've cut up your passport. Now how are you going from one place to the other? Like,
in my opinion, people with that mentality, and especially, again, to each his own, whatever you would like to keep private is up to you. But if I don't hear your game plan and it doesn't sound solid and I can't relate to it, my mindset is like somebody jumping out of a wheelchair saying, I'm ready to walk. You know what I'm saying? You're going to stumble, you're going to fall. Maybe you eventually get there, but that journey is going to be rough. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if it's like, hey, I'm in a wheelchair and I'm ready to walk, but give me crutches, give me a walking stick, something. You know what I'm saying? That's a plan. That's a game plan towards like getting to where you want to get to. So just up and just making an erratic decision of giving up because let's say you've been through, I don't know, let's use some wild case scenarios. A family just experienced, a form of police brutality, whether it's their son, something like that, and where it's clear as day that it was some form of racism that made this whole situation even a situation in the first place. So people like that, especially if they have a footing in Ghana and Africa, anywhere else but here, already, even Jamaicans, I don't know, going back.
Yeah.
And back home, I didn't have to deal with that, right? But there's a reason why you left in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And because of the socioeconomic climate, a dollar is worth 10, 11, 12, whatever it is at today. You know what I'm saying? And it's because of that attempts for greener pastures is why we're here. My advice to people is constant, man, if you can have one foot in, one foot out, that's always the best deal. Until you have a system that is beneficial to you in Ghana that will support your lifestyle, your habits, your day-to-day, everything,
Do you know, it's really interesting because we literally just saw a clip that you're watching on Instagram where there was a rumor that went around that said you can't have dual citizenship anymore. It would be interesting to see how people would pick if that situation did arise where you could only have one citizenship. Like, which one would you?
What would we do?
Pick? That's an interesting question.
Yeah. There's a lot of people here who don't have that luxury. I mean, again, not having dual citizenship doesn't mean you don't have freedom of flight and all of that stuff. You can still do that. But the convenience of not having to constantly get single entry or multiple entry visas, the convenience of just like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And most of the time, that is the biggest benefit to those who carry this dual citizenship, i.e., two passports. You leave here, don't stamp your card, you go to Ghana, like, oh, bro, where's your my friend? Don't ask me for yellow card. Don't ask me for this is because I have a passport. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Get you in and out the door.
Absolutely.
But now it's like you have everything in the event where, let's say, you have to give up, I don't know, your Ghana, passport.
Yeah.
You have everything in this one booklet. It can mean so many things. If you lose this, that's where all your visa documentation is. You got to go back and trace all these things. Like it's
it's an
inconvenience.
Yeah, it is, because even when I was coming to the States here, right, just me having my UK passport, I felt a lot more confident in my travel because I felt like I have certain rights for certain things. Like you can't.
You are a respected country.
It's so sad though, isn't it? That you have to feel that way, but it is unfortunate. That is it. So if you're so gung ho and you decide, I don't want this Western passport, we have to understand, right, that those of us that had privilege to have access to the West, we don't always have to look at it as in a bad thing. It has given us a leg up. Let's be honest. Most people that are Ghanaians that want to come to the West, they would love to have the opportunities that we've had access to. So I feel like sometimes we shouldn't knock that we've had experience of the West and almost want to renounce everything.
I think it's necessary. I think if we want the world to be progressive, it doesn't necessarily have to be the West, but even simply in Africa, I believe that Africans need to get out of Ghana, right? Ghanaians need to get out of Ghana. Nigerians need to get out of Nigeria. And when I say get out, not in the sense of leave and don't come back. No, it's like if we have to be completely honest, as a human race, we are naturally competitive. That's why there's situations like tribalisms, all these, even the inter-clan problems. Everybody wants to be the best. So if you truly want to be the best, you got to see what your competition is. You got to go out there and see, you know what I'm saying? That's why, even though, with this whole Ghana must go, Nigeria must go issue, like I really respect Nigerians because they are everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
They are everywhere.
They will try.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There was this like one of the coldest concerts. I think somewhere in Alaska. They are Nigerians. They have set up shop. They got African shops. I'm like, I saw this thing. I was like, what?
That's kind of like a leaf out of the Chinese book, because Chinese people tend to do that stuff. They just
the Nigerians are the Chinese of
Africa.
Africa. Whether you like it or not.
That's
That's
a bold statement.
It's a powerful and bold statement. But look at, like, do you know that people even in Ghana
go to Nigeria to go get leather goods. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it's cheaper. They can fabricate it. It's no different from us going to China and going and getting things at wholesale, whatever, and bringing it back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just because of Nigeria's notoriety and all these sanctions and things against them. They can't export things, whatever. That's why it's an influx. That some people need to get out of their little boxes and see the world from a grander scale, right? Especially if you consider yourself a Pan-African or anything. Anybody who's positive thinking to a sense of like, you know what I'm saying, unity. Like, all right, you know, I want to see my people united. It's like, yeah, we have our problems, we have our issues, let's sort it out. But if you're very progressive in that mindset, you have to call a spade a spade. Like the Nigerians are hardworking, they're tenacious people. Their attitudes are like basically like fearless. But yes, it might come off arrogant, and sometimes it's purely arrogant. But Charlie, you see how far it's gotten them. You know, not saying that we should be arrogant. Like I'm a firm believer. It's like if that's who you are, stay in your lane.
Yeah.
If this is not who I am, I will use what my God-given gifts are to pursue what it is that I want out of life. Yeah. I don't have to get into somebody's name, take on somebody's attitudes, attributes to be that progressive. I could learn from them. I could see how they maneuver things.
Yeah.
But trying to take something polished and making it, oh, that's it.
Do you know what I'm interested to know, right? Because obviously you were born in Ghana, right? And then you moved to the States. So when you first came, did it ever cross your mind, like, I don't want my Ghana passport anymore? Did you ever think that?
Honestly, no. Like, because, like, that has never crossed my mind. And
That's interesting.
I came here as a kid. I came here, 13? I was 13. So, if anything, it was like culture shock was real. And some of the most mundane things, it was just like, oh, like Ghana, you can step out, you can see kids playing, you can find a way you make kids. You know what I'm saying? Me too, I was a kobolo in Ghana anyway, so.
What does that mean?
Kobolo.
Oh, yeah.
Kobolo is, I was outside. Even though it's like, my parents would be looking for me like, okay, after school, whatever. Like me, I come home, do whatever I have to do, and I'm out of the house. I'm out of the house, I'm in the streets, I'll take my bike, I'll go ride around, I'll make friends. Like I was a social butterfly, I was outside, you know? So, you know, parents could probably be at home worried, like, where did he go? Whose house is he at this time? Whatever the case is. But to me, I know what time I have to come home. I know what time it is, so I'll be back by that time, you know? Sometimes I get beat, sometimes get tired of me, you know, whatever. So now here, I'm, you know, same attitude. I'm bringing it here. But it's not the same. But eventually, as I got more comfortable into the culture, I could see how things were different as far as like, yeah, maybe you're not going to go outside and just see kids playing because everybody's in the house playing video games. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's in the house playing video games. Me, I'm so clueless. You know what I'm saying? It's like the only chances I ever got with video games was when my cousins came when we were in Ghana, you know, and they'll bring what they had, you know? So if I didn't have it then, my friend, I managed with what I got. We played soccer, we were playing Ludo, we were playing whatever, or all of that stuff. So here, Mortal Kombat, this, I'm like, I'm sitting, what's this X, what's this O? I don't know, you know? So it's like, as time went and I properly assimilated into the culture, I noticed that, oh, this is different. But my mindset had always been like, oh, how can I get some of this and take it back to Ghana? How can I get some of this and take it back to Ghana? Or even,
I feel like that's unique thinking, though. I don't think that's where everybody.
It's not because there are a lot of people that even at their grown age, I spoke to them and I'm like, oh, you know, I always get excited. No matter how many Ghanaians there are, when I see a Ghanaian, I get excited. I'm like, oh, where you from? You start talking. Like, what are your plans for Ghana? Oh, I'm not going back. This is hope. This is, and I'm like, like, for what about Ghana has scorned you so much? But again, just like people, and not even people who are even Ghanaians here, people who are African Americans, they're Pan-African, they got the love for Africa, they love it, they want to retrace their roots, they want to touch bases with their roots. And so because of the level of cruelty that they've gone through in the system, the injustice, all of that stuff, they want to get far away from here as much as possible. So they see places like Ghana as the light at the end of the tunnel. All right, let me go here. Life is going to be much more better. All of that good stuff, and vice versa. We have these problems everywhere. Imagine somebody in Ghana who all their life it's just been, you know, shit up banku. So they have to wake up like. Imagine like a kayayo. You know the kayayo. Yes. But
the ones that carry this on their head.
But their lifestyle of a kayayo is very hard. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard, and it's like if you look at his sleeping situations, if you look at the things that they even exposed to, the likeliness of them being in harm's way. And somebody has been going through this all their life and they get an opportunity to come here. What makes you think they want to go back there? They don't have anything.
I know, like for me, I would see it as in, okay, well, if I'm going back better. So I'm going back to do that same thing.
Yes.
But some people won't.
Some people don't have any good relationships with their family, nothing. And some people, it's not even a matter of, oh, I don't get along with my family. It's literally, all my people are dead. It's like, you know, maybe I had this relative, but they didn't care about me, they did whatever. So what am I going there to do? Who do I have anything to prove to? You know, and so they come here and they even build better connections and better family type units here, and they're like, there's nothing for me there.
Yeah.
Some people are very much ready to sell off whatever properties they have in Ghana and say, you know what, this has treated me better. This has been the best I've ever experienced in my life.
That's interesting because we actually started the video doing it the other way around, where it felt like people that come to Ghana would perhaps want to renounce their citizenship. But actually it does go both ways as well. So
No
people
matter how
that
you
come
cut
here would like to get rid of their African passport. They want to have an American or a UK passport, which I can see why, because of the benefits that come with it. Because you have to think, if you do give up your passport, right? You're losing your access to healthcare. If you imagine if you're abroad, right, and then something happens, who's coming to take you out from the country? You're not a citizen. Like, you have to think about what the implications are of actually giving up that citizenship from where you are. No one's coming to help. If war breaks out, that's your people, your mom. Listen, stay there.
Listen, and like again, people come here and they see, again, how do I articulate this? Like, to have a progressive mindset, right, is to come here, see these beautiful systems in place, because here it's not perfect, but there's some beautiful systems in place, right? And to say, you know what, how can I take this back home? And that to me is a very progressive mindset, right? Because if we're, again, looking at the world from a grand view and we are trying to be competitive, we want to be the best, we, you know, like we have so much pride as being the beacon of Africa as Ghanaians, right? We have this much pride. But it's like being in a room full of, like, you know, people whose IQ is at 10 and yours is 11. I'm not saying that's what Ghana is, but hear me out, right? It's being in a room full of people whose IQ levels are 10 and yours is 11 doesn't make you the brightest person in the world, right? So when you go outside and you see some things happening there, you're like, yo, we need this level of infrastructure, right? There's no reason why, like, you know, I think that I came across this whole situation, this whole speech, I think it was Ivy Prosper who was talking about it, the ambulance system. Like, you know what I'm saying? You call in the ambulance system, they're saying, hey, there's no ambulance. Call it, get a taxi, get it this, get it that. And then but it's like through these systems and procedures, you see so many flaws, right? There's not enough ambulances. Then you get a taxi, even a taxi, because sometimes that could even happen here, which is fine. But at least people understand there's proper traffic patterns. There's not, you know, unnecessary street hawkers all over the place. So it's like you can navigate through. You have a shoulder lane that is dedicated for emergencies here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ghana's roads are not even constructed to even have lanes, much less a shoulder lane that's dedicated to emergency. And in the way Ghana even moves, if there was, and I'm sure there's probably been like a few other places, because sometimes I see it. Everybody in the mom is going to be using that when there's traffic because they don't care about the rules, the laws.
The only way to fix that, right, you have to start with the address system, because nothing is tracked back to people's homes. And so it starts with the address. Once you know someone's address, everybody's going to behave, because the fine, even if I don't catch you there, I'll catch you at your home address. And nobody wants that.
Wherever that registration is.
You see what I'm saying?
If you won't deal with the law, you deal with the vehicle owner.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're the vehicle owner, we'll see you in court.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So it's the
Systems.
Yeah, that is what Africa's lacking. It's like proper systems for certain things.
Proper accountability system.
Yeah, you know, but I definitely feel like people shouldn't get so too gung-ho when they come to Africa and think that all their problems are going to be solved in Africa. No, you've got another set of problems. That's all it is. As you said, pick your poison.
Right, thank you. That's what I'm saying. So some people, they are so overstimulated in this side of the world that the village life to them is perfect. They will come and it shocks some people in Accra. Like, You come all the way from abroad and you want to go and chill in the village somewhere, but you got to understand what trauma they're coming from, what level of poison they've been exposed to. That
But that's not for everybody. It's
not for everybody.
It's not for everybody. Like you have to take ownership of your own journey, right?
Yes.
For me, I can't, and then I can't go to the village. You know me. I can't go to the village.
You know
right?
how many times I'm trying to take this girl to Makola with me?
Nah.
Go and come. My leg.
Like there's certain things that I know are not for me. There are certain privileges that are from the West that I appreciate, and I'm not going to let it go. I'm not going to, like, I don't want people to get caught up in this whole thing of everybody saying, oh, it's almost like you feel like you're a chairman because I decided to give up my citizenship. Like, don't be stupid here. Like, don't let
if it works for you, then it works for you.
Yeah, don't let people trick you into that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Don't let people trick you out
That's
of your not even happiness, but it's like out of your plans.
Yeah, you
Like
know?
this is all that's like.
Be
Listen,
smart about it. Your access to your freedom to move by having a passport from the West.
you know your
Go
benefits.
in. Yeah,
you
just-
know what you benefit
honest.
from, what you have in your life.
Exactly.
Imagine somebody telling you how to do something and then you go and do it and you feel they say, well, it worked for me. So and I won.
Exactly.
So think about that thing like this person giving all this advice. I did go to pay your bills. If it doesn't work, I did go to take care of it.
Exactly. Like, don't be silly now. Like having an access, a simple access to a bank account abroad is amazing. Because you try holding dollars or pounds in Ghana and see what happens.
Try and see.
Like, it's better to have a separate account where you know your things are kept. You know that there's rules that give you certain level of protection. Whereas Ghana's not there yet. It doesn't have some of these
That level
laws
of
of
infrastructure.
Yeah, protection. I remember when I came to Ghana, those early years, Ghana just did something where people who had dollar accounts, they just switched them over to the city at the rate that they felt like. So where they felt like, oh, my money is safe, I put it in the bank. I've got $100,000 on it, but it was just converted overnight.
Can you imagine that even happening here?
You see the uproar, but no one could do anything about it. It's like, are these the things that you want to subject yourself to? If you want to and you don't mind, then fine. But don't let other people pressure you. Because when I looked at this video, so many people in the comments were like, oh, give up your citizenship, give up your citizenship. Like, almost like they're saying, taunting the person, like, well, if it's so great, just give it up then show us that you can do it. But let's not be dumb.
Those are people.
Let's not be silly.
Those are people who don't have no real solution in life.
Yeah, like don't be
take
silly.
heed. Don't
You
take
have
heed
to
to that.
understand that. Yeah, the West gives us certain privileges that afford us the lifestyle that many of us have now, and so we can't just, like me, I'm not going to give up my UK citizenship because I'm not stupid. I'm not that where I enjoy the benefits.
It's not even about not being stupid, because I think those who do give that, it's not necessarily out of stupidity. Like they genuinely
done the analysis.
Yes, you've done your analysis for your life, and what worked for you works. But you can't jump that down somebody's throat saying they have to do it too.
But remember, there are also implications for your children if you do that too. And so do you see what I'm saying? So that's not a decision you can make by yourself, because then you cut off that for your children. We don't know the future.
Yeah.
Now you've decided to say, I'm only going to stay in Africa. Okay, that's great for you, but what about your kids?
Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I
They may
completely
want
agree.
that.
And that's for me. But some people, they gotta learn the hard way. Some people don't have this mindset of looking ahead.
Yeah.
Where they're like, you know what? Okay, maybe this is not serving me, so let me just, instead of sacrificing and thugging this out, so my kids are at the point in their life where they can do their own thing, and I can also do my own thing.
Yeah.
It's like, again, not everybody has children. Some people are so young and reckless. They're like, listen, I'm coming from an African man, I'm coming from an African woman, because these men over here, women over here, because a lot of people do tend to travel for love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they come out there and try to pursue, and they're willing to give up all of this for that. But even in that same instance, how do you know that's your man or woman over there that wants to come and experience America small? You know what I'm saying? Because they too want the exposure, and that's the beauty of coming from such places where you are like the underdog. You come here, you get to see things from a different perspective, and you're like, yo, I could capitalize on this, I could capitalize on this, I could capitalize on that. You mean all I gotta do is sell a few of my hours? You gotta like, I don't even get paid hourly. You know what I'm saying? Ghana where it's like monthly. You mean I'm going to give up hourly? I can actually structure my life, you know what I'm saying? And do tell me I'll work. I don't care. I'll work for a year. I'll go back to Ghana. Some people have that mindset. Because they're like, you know what? I'm calm. I'll improve on my existing land, whatever. But
Yeah.
There are always repercussions. It's
Yeah.
literally sitting there and analyzing him.
I think, yeah, that's what it is. Like,
think so.
think about if that is really for you and don't be pressured, because sometimes we have a tendency to fall into that trap where we feel like, oh, well, everybody's saying this, so I should do this. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. You have to understand. Yeah, you know, it's not even a one Africa passport. You're doing it to the country. Do you know what I'm saying? So think about it properly.
And you're going to give out the passports that will allow you
To go
easy access all over Africa.
yeah.
For a passport that will allow you that you have to show even when you're crossing
Yeah.
regions. One region.
Exactly, so I'm saying it. This makes no sense.
play smart, play
Think
smart.
about it properly. Think
Play
about it
smart.
properly. But yeah, it's up to you. That's what it is.
It's up to you. Whatever you do, you do it, it's on you. You don't do it, it's on you.
That part. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap up the video there. I hope you've enjoyed it. If there are any points that we've made in this video that you would like us to come back and elaborate on, let me know in the comment section and we'll do that for you. I have opened up my consultation, so if you are thinking about moving to Ghana and you want to talk it through, send me an email to dela@multidela.com. Also, the Diaspora Business Hub is opened. If you have a business in Ghana and you would like a little bit more exposure to it, make sure you sign up. It's free to list on there, and that's it. So, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Don't forget to also like, comment, and share for it's so nice.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight.